Good evening, everyone. I am one of the hosts of the Facebook event, Sarah Roy. I am Megan's sister-in-law, and you've probably seen me blowing up your Facebook notifications today with all the posts and all the amazing information that we've been giving to you guys. I just wanted to jump on here this evening and share a little bit about my story too. It's a journey. It's a long journey. A couple of ups and downs. A couple mistakes that were then fixed and then totally changed my life. So a little bit about myself is I am a teacher. I am a mama and I am a wife. My husband is a state trooper and he's not currently stationed at home with us. He's stationed away. And I have 3 little boys who, when I'm not teaching or being wife, I am 100% mama to them. They're 1, 4, almost 5, and then 7. And they are crazy and keep me so busy. But they are the main reason I decided to incorporate such a huge life change in my health a few years ago. So to start at the beginning, 11 years ago, I went through a 2-year-long battle of doctor's visits, multiple tests being run to try and figure out what was wrong with my body. I knew that something was wrong. It was painful. It was awful. And the worst part was the doctors had no idea what it was and couldn't diagnose it. Eventually, after a few twists and turns and attempted diagnoses, they diagnosed me with moderate to severe Crohn's disease. And Crohn's disease is, it's autoimmune, it's inflammatory, it's really painful. I think that the worst part about that disease is that for about 10 years, it ran my life. Because I couldn't go anywhere without knowing where the bathroom was, the restroom, so that I would know where to go if I was getting sick. It was embarrassing. And the worst part was when I had kids, I was missing moments with them. They would be in the living room with my husband or my family, and they would be taking their first steps or saying their first words, and I would be sick and not in the room with them. And so I tried a lot of different avenues to help aid in my gut health journey and healing. At one point, I was on about 68 to 72-ish pills a day from my gastroenterologist. This was my 3rd gastroenterologist at this point because I kept having to go to different ones because treatments weren't working. And then whenever I would want to stop a treatment because it wasn't working, they were not okay with that. And so I would go to see a new one. It was just this awful physical battle with a body that was thinking it was ill. So it was on overdrive and attacking itself essentially. And through inflammation causing a lot of pain. And then mentally and emotionally, it was taking a toll as well. Because I wasn't getting to live life. It was hard because I lost a lot of hair. My eyelashes weren't very long. I was really, really skinny for a while, and then I would gain a whole lot of weight. And then I would lose it. And then it was just this fluctuation of just unhealthy, my body not getting the nutrients it needed. And so long story short, I ended up on a lot of pills a day, like a ridiculous amount. And they eventually wanted to put me on Remicade, which is, for those of you that don't know, you probably see those commercials on TV like all the time, where it's very similar to Humira. And they wanted me to go on that. At this point, I had my first child. And I didn't take any medications while pregnant because I didn't want to put those things into my child's body. That was really important to me. And it was frustrating because my doctors didn't quite understand that desire to not put that toxic medication into an unborn baby's body in utero. So that was really hard to deal with also. When they wanted me to go on Remicade, my we were thinking about trying to get pregnant with our second child. And so I told the doctor, I said, well, I don't really feel comfortable putting that in my body. Maybe after I'm done having kids, because I didn't know now what I knew. I didn't know then what I know now. And I tried to ask my doctor at the time if it was okay if I waited until I knew that I was done having children. Because once you start these major anti-inflammatory drugs, you can't stop them because then your body rejects that medication. And so, or if you're given the wrong dose, too much, which a close friend of mine experienced, your body rejects that medication, so you can no longer take it. So at this point, I told them that no, I was going to refuse treatment because my doctor said, you gotta do this. And I didn't want, she said, oh, it's not that bad. You can take it while you're pregnant. However, me having to go sit for 4 hours every 2 weeks to get an IV treatment of medication in the same room that they do chemo, so I would have to wear a face mask because the same thing would happen to my immune system. It would be lowered. All these different things. I was kind of thinking, it's not that bad. You're telling me that and that it's okay and safe to put into my unborn child, but I'm really not okay with that. Long story short, she dropped me as a patient. I went off all medications, and my symptoms were at their worst. Fast forward 2 years, 3 years, 4 years later, I had my son, so when Noah, that's the second one. When you have a lot of kids, you get their names wrong. So when Noah, my second born, came into this world, I was still unmedicated, still experiencing symptoms that were awful, and I decided to stay unmedicated and try Juice Plus when he was about, I think that was when he was about 2 years old. So one of my best friends reached out to me, Charlotte, who's also in the event. She reached out to me and was like, hey, I really think, this is whole foods, and it's proven, scientifically proven, to help control gut issues and help heal from the inside out and help healing inside the gut, which is exactly what my gut needed. Gut health is so, so important for every other aspect, mental health, everything. And so I said, okay, let's try it. Why not? What do I have to lose? So I tried it, and through the process, she was still learning. I had no idea. So I started Juice Plus, and I did not have a great experience, because the thing that we weren't fully aware of at that time a few years ago was that people with serious gut issues like mine need to start slowly and take the berries first, because it's the superfood that helps with anti-inflammatory, and so let your body get used to that before adding on anything else. And it's a process. We didn't know that at the time, so I just started on a full dose and eating a full dose, adult dose of Juice Plus, and I did not have a good experience. And so I said, you know what, I really don't think this is for me. And so I stopped taking it. Fast forward a year and a half, and I've had our third son, who was born in the middle of a Category 5 hurricane while the hurricane was flooding our neighborhood. Talk about a dramatic entrance. He was emergency C-section. He flipped during labor he was sunny side up, face up, but then he rotated and his head was kind of tilted the wrong way and his shoulders were positioned in an awkward spot. And so, and he was huge, y'all. He was literally at 10 pounds, literally, he was huge. My biggest baby so far. And I have large babies. And so at midnight, I went into an emergency C-section to get him out. And the thing about emergency C-sections is it's terrifying for someone with a bowel inflammatory disease, because you have a lot of scar tissue then with a C-section, and you already have inflammation issues in that same region of your body. And so the thing I remember being told all the time about gastroenterologists was avoid C-sections at all costs. And so, of course, when they come in and say, you're going to have a C-section, my first thought is, oh my God, this is what I've been told is the worst thing that I could do for my illness and my disease. And so, of course, it was panic mode. And luckily, Charlotte loves me enough to love me where I was at with my journey, health journey, and with Juice Plus. And about 4 months after having Declan, I was having healing issues, and it's because my immune system is not what it should be because of my disease, and my body just wasn't able to heal itself. And so I reached out to her and I said, you know what? My Crohn's symptoms are back. I'm in horrible pain from my C-section that won't heal. I'm in horrible pain from my disease, and I'm missing things with my newborn because I'm just not clear-minded. I'm just not here because I'm so worried about my own health. And so I said, I need to start Juice Plus again. Let me try it again, because why not? What do I have to lose? This time around, about a year ago is when I started it again, we started me off very slow, and that was the key to my success and my healing, was phasing my body on to the berries and then adding into the fruits. And then after that, I added the veggies, and now my body has seen such healing. Like, I have this lion's mane. Y'all, my hair was like not this thick for a long time. I have it kind of tamed down right now, but I mean, it's pretty crazy. My eyelashes have grown longer. I don't know if you can see. My nails are much stronger. The biggest difference is my inflammation is down significantly. I don't look 6 months pregnant all the time, y'all. And that's awesome, because I'm a teacher and I teach 14-year-olds, and the first thing that they want to ask you is, oh my God, Miss Roy, I didn't know you were pregnant. And I have to say, I'm not. That's my illness. But you know what? I don't have to say that anymore. And that's really comforting. And then the best part is I'm not having symptoms just by using whole food nutrition to heal my body. And because I'm not having symptoms, I am able to spend more time with my kids. I can stay outside with them longer. I don't have to rush and shuffle them inside when I can feel myself getting sick and then end up being in the bathroom sick with them, banging on the door saying, Mommy, we want to go back outside, or Mommy, why don't you feel good anymore? And the other improvement I've seen is in my anxiety and my depression. It's helped that, because what a lot of people don't know, and was a huge aha moment for me, is that serotonin is needed to balance out those hormones and those emotions. And a lot of times people who suffer depression or anxiety have a low level of that. Well, that actually originates in your gut. And so if you're feeding your gut what it needs, you're able to give your body the right amount of hormones and serotonin that you need. And so then you're able to have a clear mind, and you don't have to take synthetic drugs to help you do that, because you're able to feed your body what it needs, just through whole foods. Literally, guys, vine ripened whole foods. It's as simple as that. And that is just the really, really awesome thing. And then even the cool thing, like Charlotte said in her live video, like the other best part is my kids can take it for free, which means, because they don't know if Crohn's disease is genetically passed or not. They haven't gotten, it's still an illness that they're still figuring a lot of things out about. And so my worst fear is that my sweet boys will then suffer the way I have and had to go through multiple, I've had 12 colonoscopies, y'all, and I'm only 30. Like, it's rough when you're in there with a bunch of 9-year-olds and they're looking at you and they call your name next and you get up and everybody's looking at you like, oh, that poor child. I don't want my kids to go through that. I don't want my kids to go through the embarrassment of leaving their freshman English class 6 times because they have to go to the bathroom because their body can't have the nutrition that it needs to be healthy. And so it's a preventative thing for me, because I'm at a higher risk for cancer. I'm at a higher risk for other diseases because of my immune disease. And so I want to help and do all that I can to prevent my kiddos from experiencing any of that. So anyway, that's a little bit of my story. I know it's a little long-winded. I hope it made sense. Please, 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 please do not hesitate to reach out to me. But the other thing is, you don't have to have a major illness like mine to have the benefits of Juice Plus. And then the other cool thing is if you know somebody that's suffering from something that I do or did past tense, reach out to them, put them in touch with me. One of my biggest passions now that I have found something that has changed my life and is a game changer and a life changer is reaching out to others and helping them find healing. That is whole food, nutrition, and really finding a way to manage that with your diet and what you're putting in your body and what you're fueling your body with. So there's a couple more posts that are going to go up tonight, guys, and I hope that you are commenting to get yourself an entry into our prize. And then I hope that you reach out with questions. Please, please, please ask. We are here to help. Let us know if you're looking for anything for a specific health help or preventative help, and we can help find you some answers. So anyway, I'm going to post a couple more posts tonight, guys. I hope you enjoy. Good night.